She was trained to follow tracks, not omens, but when a starving German shepherd crossed her path, Mira Lane never expected the rescue that would change her life forever. The first light of dawn filtered softly through the towering pines of Pine Brook National Reserve, brushing the treetops with golden strokes. The air was crisp, the forest still. Ranger Mira Lane zipped up her patrol jacket and clipped on her badge as she stepped out of the cabin nestled near the park entrance. Another quiet shift, or so she thought. Mira had walked this path for years. It was routine, calm, uneventful. An old logging trail wound through thick brush and overgrown grass, skirting the edge of the reserve. It was a place where silence was normal, where even the birds waited for the sun to fully rise before chirping their first notes. Today, however, felt different. The quiet wasn't peaceful, it was alert. She adjusted her radio and started walking, her boots crunching against the gravel. The cold air brushed her cheeks, and her breath formed faint clouds before her. Pine needles blanketed the ground, softening her steps. 15 minutes into her patrol, Mira paused. A strange sensation crawled across the back of her neck. She glanced behind her. Nothing but trees. Still, she felt it again, the sense of being watched. Then came the sound, a faint rustle. So soft it could have been the wind, but it wasn't. Mira turned slowly, and there he was. In the middle of the path stood a full-grown German shepherd, strong, lean, and alert. His thick coat bore signs of dirt and thorns, his ribs slightly visible beneath the fur. His intelligent eyes, deep, amber, and intense, locked onto hers. He didn't bark, didn't growl, just stared, his posture tense, but hopeful. Mira crouched low. "Hey there, big guy. Where'd you come from?" The dog inched forward, then paused again. She reached out a hand and he sniffed it carefully, but didn't let her touch him. Then, without warning, he turned and began walking into the woods. He stopped after a few steps and looked back. "Do you want me to follow you?" Mira murmured. Her instincts said yes. She followed. The shepherd led her off the trail, weaving through saplings and ducking under low-hanging branches. Despite his size, he moved with grace and urgency. Mira followed, brushing aside foliage and hopping over roots. The terrain got rougher, more uneven, clearly not a place frequented by hikers. She wasn't sure how long they walked, 5, maybe 10 minutes. Her breath quickened, heart pounding, not with fear, but with the urgency she felt radiating from the determined animal ahead. Then he stopped. He barked, loudly, a commanding, desperate sound. Mira pushed through a final curtain of brush and gasped. Nestled against a fallen tree was a small child, no older than 8 or 9 years old. Her clothes were torn, her skin scraped and bruised, and her arms wrapped tightly around a battered old backpack like it was her last possession in the world. The German shepherd rushed to her side, licking her face, whimpering with relief. Mira dropped to her knees. The child stirred slightly, blinking up at her with glazed, tear-soaked eyes. "My brother," she whispered, voice cracking. "He told me to run. He didn't come back." Mira's chest tightened. The child had been out here for days, lost, frightened, and cold. And this loyal dog had stayed by her side through it all, refusing to leave her. He hadn't been searching for food or shelter. He had been searching for help. Mira grabbed her radio. "Ranger Lane to dispatch. I've located a missing child. Female, approximately 8 years old. Injuries non-critical, but she's dehydrated and in shock. Immediate medical response requested. I also have a large German shepherd who appears to have stayed with her." The child began to sob quietly, curling into Mira's side. The dog pressed close, protective, loyal. "I thought no one would come," the child whispered. "You're safe now," Mira said gently, wrapping her arms around both of them. Within 15 minutes, the mobile medics arrived. They treated the girl with blankets, warm fluids, and gentle care. Mira stayed beside her, the dog resting at her feet, his eyes watching every move. At the hospital, the girl, whose name was Lily, was stabilized. Her story was heartbreaking. She and her older brother had gone hiking alone. When night fell and a storm rolled in, they got separated. Her brother had told her to stay put and find help. He never returned. Search teams later found the brother's body, miles away, having succumbed to the elements while trying to lead rescuers towards his sister's last known direction. The dog, named Titan by Lily, had been a stray who'd followed them that day. Lily believed he was an angel sent to keep her safe. And Mira? She couldn't stop thinking about them. Every day after her shift, she visited the hospital. Lily would light up when Mira entered the room. Titan would gently nuzzle her hands as if greeting a long-lost friend. Eventually, Lily was placed into foster care. Mira applied for guardianship. It wasn't planned. It wasn't part of her job. But sometimes life delivers the unexpected, and in it, a deeper purpose. Months later, a judge granted Mira permanent custody. Mira, Lily, and Titan moved into her quiet forest cabin, where laughter returned to the halls, where warmth lived in every corner. Titan would patrol the yard with noble pride. Lily helped Mira with forest patrols, and each night the three of them curled up together in front of the fire. Not just a ranger, not just a survivor, a family found in the heart of the woods. Sometimes the strongest guardian isn't wearing a badge. Sometimes he walks on four legs, with silent eyes and a heart that never gives up. And sometimes what you think is just a stray dog is really the beginning of everything. Lily's small voice trembled as Mira offered her a sip of warm water. He never left me, she whispered, her eyes glassy and red. I wrapped the thermal blanket tighter around her and gently asked, "How did he take care of you?" Lily clutched her backpack tighter and continued, her voice barely a whisper. "The first night, I was freezing. I thought I was going to die. I curled up under a tree and cried myself to sleep, but when I woke up, Titan was lying against me, keeping me warm. He didn't move all night." Her lips quivered, remembering. "When I got hungry, he brought me things, twigs with berries. He didn't eat them, just dropped them next to me and waited. I remembered once my brother told me which ones were okay, so I ate just a few." Mira's heart ached. She paused, then added, "Once, a coyote came too close. I think it smelled me. I was shaking. I couldn't even scream. But Titan stood in front of me and growled so loud. His fur stood up and his teeth showed. He didn't let it near me." "And?" Mira asked gently. "It ran away," she said, tears returning to her eyes. "Because of him." She looked down at Titan, who now rested calmly at her side, his breathing slow but watchful. One late autumn evening, months after they'd all moved in together, Lily sat quietly on the porch, her legs tucked beneath her and a blanket draped over her shoulders. The sky blushed with fading orange, melting slowly into twilight. Titan lay curled beside her, his head resting on her feet. Mira stood just inside the doorway, watching her with a heavy heart. Lily didn't say much any more about her brother. She'd talk about school, about Titan's silly habit of chasing wind-blown leaves, about the soup they'd had for lunch, but never about him. Tonight, though, as Mira stepped out and sat beside her, Lily broke the silence. "Do you think he knows I'm okay?" she asked, barely louder than a whisper. Mira looked over gently. "I do. I think he watches over you every single day." Her lip quivered. She blinked hard, but couldn't stop the tear that slid down her cheek. "I miss him," she choked. "I didn't even get to say goodbye." Mira put her arm around Lily's small shoulders and pulled her close. Titan lifted his head, his eyes locked onto hers, then licked Lily's hand softly. "You know what I believe?" Mira said after a moment. "I believe Titan found you because your brother sent him. I believe love that strong doesn't disappear. It finds a way back." Lily pressed her face into Mira's side, sobbing now. Her cries were soft but gut-wrenching, months of grief released in a single wave. "I was so scared, but Titan never left me. Not once." "No, He didn't, Mira said, voice thick with emotion. Because he knew you were worth saving. They sat like that for a long time, girl, ranger, and dog, as the stars blinked to life above them. The night wrapped around them, not cold, but full of comfort. Titan leaned closer, letting out a slow, peaceful sigh. And in that moment, beneath the watchful trees, with memories in their hearts and hope in their arms, a family was made whole. Some heroes wear badges, others walk on four legs. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who believes in second chances, loyal companions, and the unexpected ways love finds us. Tell us, what would you name a dog like Titan? Share this with a friend who still believes in miracles. And remember, sometimes family finds you.